Okay, so I've been working at Point Mountain and Crystal Springs section up here in northeastern Hunterdon County. It is not Warren County, but you kind of got to go through Warren County. In the Crystal Springs section, I go through Warren and Morris counties to get there. Just small sections of them. But anyways, what I want to talk about is what I planted on this farm, or on these farms, to produce the most amount of hay that I could produce for the mushroom industry. Now, there was a lot of trash here from sorghum, and it is still here. And as most of you agricultural guys know, that in order to break down stalk material, it takes an extremely large amount of nitrogen to do so. I really didn't want to put too much nitrogen down to break down the stalks. I wanted to put the right amount to grow a crop and to break down the stalks to, to produce the best crop that I could. Now, that meant that I had to put about 30 gallons of nitrogen down. Wished I'd have put a nitrogen stabilizer with it, but I did not. The crop that I planted here was actually K31 and annual ryegrass. A lot of guys are like, why are you planting, and a lot of guys local, why in the hell are you planting annual ryegrass? Because you only get one shot with it. Well, really, I just wanted to get the ryegrass in the ground to produce a crop for this year, because I knew the K31 wasn't going to do it. So, after buying this Root Max annual rye, and it is raining at the moment too, as I'm talking, the salesman's like, hey, you got to get that stuff off in a timely manner, or it will go to seed, and you're going to have what the equivalent of weeds. I'm like, weeds? He says, yeah, it'll be ryegrass forever if you allow it to go to seed and then hit the ground. Well, I'm thinking to myself, the moment he told me that, I was like, son of a bitch, that's exactly what I want. Because I know that the K31 is going to take a little while to get established, and the ryegrass is going to produce a shit ton of material. So as you can see, I actually, on the ground that I farm up here, I've produced over 500 bales of that stuff, and I've got most of it home now. But I allowed it to go to seed, like the salesman was like warning me against doing, and I was thrilled as hell, because I want this stuff to produce every year better and better. K31 goes on rhizome, so it will continue to tiller out, and the ryegrass, which you can see here very well, here, little guys, growing very well, pretty thick, that's just going to fill in all the spaces. So the K31, as you can see, is really doing quite well, coming back pretty decent, and the ryegrass is filling in spots. I was a little concerned that it choking out the ryegrass, or the K31 is going to be choked out by the ryegrass, but I'm also thinking, well, if that ryegrass continues to grow, it's going to choke out any of the weeds that I've got problems with here. And I can't spray 2,4-D or Banville on this ground until wow, that's interesting. I can't spray that on the ground until the ryegrass is at least 6 inches tall and tillered out, because if I do, you know what it's going to do? It's going to kill the ryegrass or severely damage it. And I don't want that to happen. So, anyhow, I have made a muddy mess of this corner of the field. The nice thing is, I can just come out here with K31 and sprinkle it on when I'm done, and it'll grow and take care of the mud problem. Or I could just say to hell with it and let the weeds grow, which not really what I want to do. So anyway, so that's what I've got. I've got this like accidental crop that I planted, and it's not accidental. I got an accidental benefit from the grass that I planted, because honestly I need as much tonnage as I can get off of these farms every year. There was one field up a little farther up here that didn't do so well, but the ryegrass did really well. The K31 didn't do as well as I'd have liked it to. And I was a little concerned about that, but as walking around the field, I realized that ryegrass is going to fill in all the blank spots that the K31 was lacking in. And yeah, so I've done pretty good. So what I've done is I've actually ordered 15 bags of this annual ryegrass to fill in the spots on some other farms that I have the K31 on, and it didn't take 100%. It took about 50%. So I'm just going to go in there and say February, March, April, February, March. Probably February would be the best time. There's no snow on the ground, and I'm going to frost seed it in on these fields that are, you know, got some bald spots into them. At home, we did run the drill with K31 and the Root Max annual rye into those areas, but there's some spots that are far enough away from home that I didn't want to run the drill, and I'll just go throw it on there, and then next spring it'll sprout and I'll get a hell of a crop of that. And the nice thing is it only takes 9 pounds to the acre to produce a decent crop of the ryegrass. And of course you let it sprout off, and let it go to seed, and bam, you got it again for the next year. So that's really, I guess it can't be called a weed if I want it to be a crop. It's like foxtail. Everybody's like, oh, that's a weed, it's a weed. Well, no, it's not. It's actually a crop, because I can sell that to the mushroom barns. Not every mushroom barn will take it, but most of them will. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for more.